It's your favorite Dr. Honey, Dr. Faith Abraham, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to talk about 5 I'm talking about silly ways that you block your abundance. I know, everyone talks about having overflow, being abundant, being blessed and highly favored, too blessed to be stressed, all the acronyms and all the sayings and lingos. I'm here for it. I love a good, positive, and powerfully faith-filled spoken word, okay? However, there are actions and behaviors that we partake in that, though they are small, they are very, very silly because they help to block your blessings. They help to shift the atmosphere from being in your favor for abundance to being out of your favor to abundance. And of course, I'm going to talk about some neuroplasticity here. It also further conditions your mind and further reiterates the programming that you have towards money that has kept you in this place of not having it. You might have to rewind that and play it back, okay? But if you notice or if you realize that you haven't liked the way your money flow has been or how things have been going for you, these 5 things may be the key. And if you just flip that switch, and it might be a little hard because we are creatures of habit, but if you flip that switch, cast down negative imagination, vain imagination that exalt itself against what God has promised you. When you flip the switch, you're going to see that your life will start flowing in accordance to the abundance. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing, silly thing that you can do to block your abundance is by having negative emotions towards abundance. Now, this can show up in many ways. Of course, I can do a whole video about it. But when you give into negative emotions, when you fester on negative emotions towards money, that holds back your abundance. It is a blocker. So a great example is, let's say you have to spend some money, you have to spend a lot of money on paying your kids' tuition or taking care, because these kids have so many things. This extracurricular, that extracurricular. Oh, they want to do a spirit day and they want to do this and they want to do that. And we have all these different things that come up. If you don't have kids, then you don't know what I'm talking about, but that's okay. Just bless God because you ain't okay. Because sometimes I'm like, whew, right? But when you have to spend money, okay, and you're like, oh, I don't want to spend this money. Oh, I don't want to pay this bill. Oh, they need to just leave me alone. You are giving way and allowing negative emotions towards abundance to fester. Because the truth is, when you have a lot and you have to pay a bill, you have to take care of the kids, extracurriculars or what have you, when you are abundant, like when you first get paid and you have a whole bank account full of money and you have to pay your bills, you're not as likely to be up in arms, tense, and all huffing and puffing about the money. You're more relaxed. Why? Because you have a lot. But once the money starts to go down, then that's when you start getting into your emotions. Don't feed into the negative emotions, because when you feed into the negative emotions, all you're doing is telling your body and you're telling your brain, we don't like this. This is too hard. This is terrible. We don't like this. And so you're now are focusing on that negative feeling. What you want to do is, instead of focusing on the negative feeling, you want to step back, breathe, and start telling yourself, I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to circulate this money. Because if you spend it, it's spent, it's done. But when you circulate, anything that circulates comes right back to you, right? So you want to just calm down, let go of those negative emotions, because you don't want that to be a part of your system. I did a video on this. I called it your cocktail of emotions towards money. Okay, you don't want that to be the case. What you want to do is you want to say, I'm so grateful that I have what I need to circulate these funds. And I can't wait till it comes back. Very short but powerful statement. And I would always also suggest that you say it out loud. That's how you're going to help to reprogram your brain, okay? The second silly thing that you do to block your abundance, you circulate or you spend other people's money. And I know you're going to be like, okay, Dr. Faith, I wish I could spend other people's money. It'd be better if I could spend other people's money to pay my bills. Like that's a real thought process, right? However, what I mean by that is when we see somebody on social media, we see different things going on, how this person bought a diamond ring and this person bought a watch. I actually saw something on social media and a couple was being interviewed by a guy, and the guy said, you spent $37,000 on a ring? And he's like, well, this is my gift to my wife, right? Or to my fiance. The problem is when you spend other people's money or you are trying to dictate how people should spend, how people should circulate their funds, what you're doing is empowering them and disempowering yourself. What you want to do is you want to flip that script and you want to say, wow, if I had $37,000, I would do this, that, and the other. But I'm glad he spent it the way he saw fit. I'm glad she spent it the way she saw fit. What you're doing is now putting yourself at that level of that person. Okay, this is subconsciously. You're putting yourself at the same level and saying, they have $37,000, I have $37,000, or whatever amount of money it is. And now you're at the same level and you say, they spent it that way, which is fine. They saw fit, no problem. I see fit to spend it like this. When you do that, again, you put yourself at the same level. You're not disempowering yourself. You're actually empowering yourself and empowering your abundance to flow. The third silly way that you block your abundance is by not being grateful for when money comes. Hear me and hear me very well. I know we look at, well, I would be grateful if I won the lottery, if I won big bank, if someone in my family died. I mean, I'm sad they died, but I wish I had the money. You're having those type of thoughts. I don't care if I find $1 or a quarter or what have you on the floor or in the couch or in the car. I need big money. Then I would be grateful. Listen, whatever is inside of you, Jesus said, it's not what goes into a person that defiles them. It's what comes out of a person that defiles them. So in other words, it's not like the food that you eat or food that you ingest. It's what actually comes out of you, because now you've processed that within yourself. If you are a person that's full of gratitude, you're going to be grateful if it's 10 cents or if it's $10,000. You want to express gratitude for the little and the big, because if you can't express gratitude when you have a little, when you have a lot, I promise you wouldn't express gratitude because it's not already in you. Gratitude is almost like a muscle. You have to flex it at every level by which you can. We should always give thanks. Rejoice always. And again, I say rejoice, right? That is a continuous state. That is a habitual way of being. So that's how you want to come at it. That's how you want to be grateful. That's how you want to express yourself. So if you find a quarter, you pick that quarter up and you say, "Ooh, money is always coming to me. I'm always finding money. This stuff is everywhere." Then you find a dime. Yeah, I cannot stop. This money just won't leave me alone. That's okay. I'm here for it. I'm spicy. So let me know in the comments how you would express gratitude when you find money. Okay. Let me know. I would love to hear it. But I'm spicy. So I would say, Lord, this money don't want to leave me alone. That's okay. Come on. I'll take more. I receive more. I'm waiting for more. I'm ready for more. I have the capacity for greater. That's how I express gratitude. And that's how you are going to express gratitude so that your abundance can flow and it can overtake you and it can rush out all over you. That's part of how it is. And going into number 4, I didn't want to say it prematurely, but when you are able to express gratitude, what happens is you don't fall into the 4th silly way that you block abundance, which is not seeing abundance everywhere. Now, this one is a little tricky because a lot of times we can't see past our nose. We can't see past our bank account. We can't see past what's happening, the bills and the negatives and the red. Listen, I get it. At one point, I was believing God for supernatural debt cancellation. Why? Because I had too much debt. Okay, let me just keep it 100. I was living off of credit cards because I just didn't have enough income coming in, but I still had to live. So I was using the credit cards that I had. And thank God my credit score was bad, so I couldn't get more credit cards. I had to learn how to generate income and live within my means. That's a whole nother video, a whole nother conversation about how I mismanaged money. It was just very normal to me to mismanage my funds. But one of the biggest things that I want you to get from this, sometimes we can't see past our nose. We can't see past our bills, the demands that are on us, the things that are coming for us, the debt that is trying to, it feels like swallow us and eat us alive. We can't see past it, but you have to be able and train yourself, train your brain to see abundance everywhere. Sometimes when I'm driving, I live in Georgia, Atlanta specifically. This city, they described it as a forest, a city in a forest. There's trees everywhere. If you have allergies, just look. If you don't, and you don't live over here, just pray for us, because those of us who are overcoming allergies, we are doing a work out here, okay? We are walking by faith 100%. There's so many trees, so much pollen. There's seasons where yellow stuff covers your car because it's just pollen all in the air. But guess what? I started training myself, and you want to start training yourself to see, wow, there's an abundance of pollen, because pollen is everywhere, right? You'll see there's an abundance of trees. There's an abundance of trees. Man, there sure are a lot of birds. Oh my goodness, there is a lot of heat where I live, right? There is a lot of, start looking for the things that are in abundance. Start looking for the areas of your life where you're able to see abundance and give gratitude for it. So now we're combining part 3 and part 4 together. Start looking at your closet. Man, I have an abundance of clothes. I have an abundance of grass. There's an abundance of whatever all around me. If God can make sure that there's abundance in that area, and that area, He is making sure that there is abundance for me, and I am so grateful for that. Okay? That's the way you want to speak about it. That's the tone that you want to take. And what happens is it now allows for abundance to find you, and now allows for abundance to start showing up also in areas of your life that it may not be there. Even if it's relationships, even if it's a love, even if it's affection. When you start recognizing abundance in other areas of your life, it makes way for an overflow of abundance to hit the areas of your life where it may be dry. Last silly way you are blocking your abundance. But before we get to number 5, if you like this type of content, make sure you let YouTube know, like, yeah, YouTube, you did a good job getting me this video. So smash that like button. That's literally what the like button is for. It lets YouTube know this is a good video, tell other people. And it also lets me know that you appreciate the time and the effort and the work that I put into this for you. So I do appreciate that smash of the like button. Also, you can definitely, honey, come on now, subscribe. You've been here, you've been watching a couple videos, you know you like it, Go ahead and subscribe and let YouTube know that this is a channel that is popping. Woot woot. All right, y'all know I get excited. I have an abundance, a plethora of excitement and energy, and I love to share that with you. So, and don't forget to get my free Reprogram Your Mind, Reprogram Your Life. It's absolutely free. Check it out in the comment section. I want to get that over to you and bless you with it. So there you go. Number 5, silly way you are blocking your abundance is, drumroll please, not being generous. Now, I get it. Y'all know my story. I did not have a lot. I was living in a one bedroom apartment, no furniture, but a twin size mattress, my stereo, and a couple of gospel CDs that I took. That's a better word than stole from my mama, because she really had no idea where her CDs went. To the life I live now, where I'm able to help other people, orphans, widows, do great missionary work in other countries, and so on and so forth. Drive the cars of my dreams, live in the house of my dreams, all that great stuff I give thanks to God for. But understand that where I am today would not have been possible if I did not learn how to be generous, if I didn't learn how to operate out of the abundance I was believing for. Now, granted, sometimes I would give tithes, and my tithes was $5. Yes, for the month. $5. No, yeah, Dolores. No, dollars, child, whatever. And I had to live off of 45 for the month, from my paycheck at least. And then, if other things happened for me, I ended up doing a different side hustle and I got paid from that. That would help me out. But from that one check, it was $50. That $5 was me being generous, me saying, okay, I don't have as much as I would want. I can't give as much as I want. But what I do have, I give it. And I believe that's why the widow with the 2 mites is recorded in the Bible to this day. And we talk about her because she really gave, not out of her abundance, but out of her lack, out of her sunken place, out of her low place. And now she has a legacy that will live on forever and ever and ever. She learned to be generous, even in her low places. When you're generous, you're circulating funds. When you're generous, you're operating by the law of faith. And that law of faith is powerful. It changes things. You and I both know it makes miracles happen. And so we got to recognize that that is the way to go. When you become rich is not when you become generous. The most generous people I know are people who don't have a whole lot. They don't, but they are generous with their time, with their money, with their love, with their favor, whatever they can do. I know some awesomely generous people, and I ask God every day, please, when it's their time, give them something. Expand, increase, enlarge their territory, especially if they have a skill. Increase that skill, God. Bless them off their rocker, okay? Because of the generosity. That generosity will speak when you yourself can't speak. When you are so down, you can say, God, I sowed a seed. I have been generous. Let my seed produce a harvest for me. And you will see that harvest of plenty, the harvest of abundance come up for you and stay in your life. Listen, let me know in the comment section if you like this video and if you have a story of generosity that you can share with us so that we can feed our faith, build our faith, and know that faith works. Listen, I understand the law of attraction. I understand the law of assumption. I understand all of that. And all of them, those are laws of the universe. Those are laws that have been established by God Almighty. Okay? And we acknowledge that He established them and that we can use those laws for our favor and in His will. However, all of those laws have the foundation of faith. They all require faith. So when you operate from a place of faith, you can win. All things actually are possible. That's all I have for you in this video. What silly thing have you been doing to hold back your abundance? Let me know. Let's talk about it. And of course, I have a video loaded up for you because I know you're just going to watch another video, so you might as well just watch one. Matter of fact, one that YouTube says that you would enjoy. That's how specific the algorithm is. So check it out. I know it'll make you happy, and I'll see you there in the next video.